the Nigerian government was involved. The group of Islamic scholars that went to Niger, of which I was part of, actually requested to see Mr. President. And we requested to see him for two reasons. Number one, because in Islam, we have an injunction in the Quran, chapter 5, verse 2, that you should join hands in promoting righteousness and piety. And you should never support one another or join hands in promoting evil and transgression. It was in the letter and spirit of this verse that we felt, as far as this crisis is concerned, we need to have an audience with Mr. President as a way of offering our own contribution towards peaceful resolution of this crisis. And Mr. President graciously gave us audience and listened to us. And one of the most important things that we told Mr. President was that there was the need to uphold dialogue over any other option in resolving this matter, and also that there was the need for broadening consultation and exploring all opportunities for deepening dialogue as far as this matter is concerned. And Mr. President reasoned with us, and we also rightly advised that in that regard, the Muslim scholars have a great deal of role to play. The scholars that went and had that meeting with Mr. President, you can hardly find any other Muslim scholars that could be, more senior to them, because there was Sheikh Tahir Usman Bauchi, a prominent leader of the Tijaniya order. There was Sheikh Abdullahi Balalau, also the President National Chairman of the Izala group. And there was also Sheikh Kariballah, who is the leader of the Qadiriya order in the whole of Africa. Now, and then there was Imam Abdul Rahman Ahmad, who is the Chief Missioner of Ansaruddin Society of Nigeria. You can see that the composition of the religious scholars that went and had that meeting with Mr. President, cuts across the regions of the country, from the north and down to the south. And then it cuts across all religious, sects and groups. We met with him and we said that these were scholars. These were scholars that have a great deal of influence beyond the borders of Nigeria. They have followership across the borders of Nigeria, in Niger, and up to Senegal, in the farthest end of the West African sub-region. And therefore their voices are heard and respected all over West Africa. Let the government give us the opportunity to offer our own contribution in resolving this matter. And we were seeking the permission of Mr. President to go to Niger and probably meet with the military leaders and discuss with them with a view to finding ways of resolving this matter amicably. And you would recall that Mr. President, in his closing remarks after the ECOWAS meeting, he clearly stated that the option of dialogue was still there, because he stated that all doors are open. So, which means dialogue could continue. And it was in that regard that we went to Niger Republic. Well, you see, there are certain details that I am not in a position to reveal now, especially because we have not met with Mr. President. But then the only thing I would tell you was that we were received in Niger with a great deal of respect and honor, because it was the Prime Minister himself that was sent to come and receive us at the airport with a contingent of other ministers and other officials of the government. So we were well respected, and the spirit of our visit was well appreciated. That was the spirit of stretching out, the olive branch, and the spirit of pursuing a peaceful way, peaceful ways of resolving the matter. And in that regard, the military leader himself, General Abdul Rahman Chani, gave us an audience. We had a meeting with him, with including the scholars of Niger, the Islamic scholars in Niger, with all their groups also, across all their divides. They were all brought, and we had a general meeting with them. We emphasized the need to open up and continue discussing with the ECOWAS leaders. We also emphasize the need for give and take as far as this impasse is concerned, that no progress would be made if both groups were not ready to give and take. You see, we did not go with any specific mandate. Are you following? We didn't go with any specific mandate from the government of Nigeria that when you go, you should tell them we need this, we should tell them we need this. The important thing regarding our visit is the fact that the door of dialogue, even if it was closed, was reopened. And then the gap, even if it was widening, was being narrowed or closed. And then generally, the most important success and achievement as far as this visit is concerned is the fact that both, people in Nigeria, the general masses in Nigeria, who actually, by their disposition, are not interested in using violence in resolving the Niger crisis, not to talk of the masses in Niger. Now, the visit that we paid, the most important and most remarkable achievement of the visit is that it doused a lot of tension in Nigeria and in Niger. It raised a great deal of hope in the minds of the citizens that after all, you see, dialogue at the end of the day shall prevail as far as this matter is concerned. And I think this is the most remarkable achievement. But the nitty-gritty details of what transpired cannot be, I cannot state it here.